Right. Hopefully that is fixed what we needed it to fix. I'm hoping this is a lot more better now. Oh. Hello. We are back. Hopefully we're back, and hopefully the sound is a lot more pristine. Because we're looking for a good bit of audio sound. The fuck? Okay. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know. Are we good? Are we good? Are we good? Are we good? Or are we still sounding the same? I'm curious. I want some feedback, please. 2 minutes in, I need to know. Feedback, please, people. Can we get some feedback into the mic? I would love to know. We are 3 minutes in. Oh, for fuck's sakes. 1 minute, people. Don't like the fact that we are blood. Hello, people. Come on. 4 minutes in, we've not seen nobody. 4 minutes in, come on, people. One sec. How's the mic, by the way? Is the mic sounding better or worse or what? Need to know. Oh, come on. This is 5 minutes in, really? That's crazy. What's good, people? Are we are we sounding clear in the mic? Do we even sound better through the mic right now? You don't know. Where are you, boy? Where are you, son? Ah, fuck it. Don't know if the mic is even good right now, so I'm gonna just keep cracking on. Oh, come on, people. Where are we at? Not a good look if we cannot do a audio sound check. Mic test 1, 2. Come on, people. Where are we at? What is good, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is a pangolin. These guys are heavily trafficked due to the fact that there's scales on their, body, and people use them to grind down into medicine. Oh, come on. There we go. There we go. So yes, people do eat pangolins like these guys because that is the species, is a pangolin. These guys do get used for their scales, and not only that, they do get eaten because Chinese people believe that these are a good thing to eat, but they are actually heavily poached, and you can find them in other parts of the world like Africa and Asia and other little areas. They are, very not even vulnerable. They are heavily poached. But these guys do like eating ants like anteaters do. But they are very cute in their own little right. When they feel threatened, they will roll up in a ball as a way to defend themselves. But they can't defend themselves with humans. So they get all their scales ripped off, so it can be used into medicine. But are we sounding good or are we sounding fucking awful still? Because, can't lie, it took 8 minutes for you to get in, you don't know. So yes, pangolins do get the blunt side of it and the very nasty side of nature, which is kind of horrible. Because good, as pangolins do get eaten, they get their scales put into it. Ah, fair enough. So yeah, they get the nasty side of it. So pangolins are heavily poached in every single asset. The Chinese believe in the same format with grinding bones of other animals, that it can be turned into medicine to help. Nope, not that we're fully aware, but doesn't mean it can happen. But mainly it's humans, like the Chinese. They do. And it is mainly the Chinese that eat them, because if you have a lot of money, then eating pangolin is something that the Chinese believe is quite nice and a good dish. I wouldn't recommend it because these guys are actually heavily poached, very heavily poached in every form. They do, but unfortunately these guys are becoming more protective, so there is a lot of breeding programs out there for species like this, so that way that we can have the numbers go up. We're not 100% sure how many numbers there are left in the wild, let alone in captivity, because they are so poached. And the only way that they defend themselves is by rolling up in a ball. A bit like armadillos would do, is roll themselves into a ball. But the difference is, unfortunately, these guys have no chance against humans because humans are the prime reason. It's nice to hear you. I appreciate you. It is a Dr. Pepper. Fuck. You know it's a Dr. Pepper, boy. Thank you. So yes, the Chinese do eat these guys very heavily, and it is kind of sad to see. But what these guys will eat is other things like ants and other insects, and they will swoop it up with their tongue, just like an anteater would, but they're not anteaters. These are vastly different. These guys are cool, though, in their own way. Back in 5 minutes, just got to go to the shop before it closes. Yeah, no worries, bro. We'll be here. Nah, moving on to the next. Let's talk about Jaguar. Oh, pardon me. Jaguars are phenomenal things. They hunt anything from anacondas, capybaras, turtles, all the way to caiman, and these guys will crush a skull quite easily because their bite force is 1,500. Absolutely insane. Absolutely spectacular in their own right. And we love the fact that jaguars have the ability to swim. They are the third largest big cat. So for anyone that missed their bite force, it is about 1,500. That is a powerful bit of bite force. So if you think you can outclimb them, think again, because jaguars can actually easily go and climb up a tree. If you think you can outswim them, think again, because they can also do the same thing. They're not fussy which way they kill you. They will do it within a heartbeat, and you won't be able to feel a thing because, like I say, they go for the skull, not so much for the neck. But they are solitary, so they live alone. The only time a jaguar would ever really come together is during mating season, and then the dad will typically leave so that the mum can look after the cubs up to the age of 2. By the time they hit 2 years old, that's when the cubs will be kicked out and be forced to defend themselves, because that is what they would naturally do in the wild, and they are unpredictable. So when you think about all big cats, lions and tigers are easy to predict, whereas leopards and jaguars are very hard to predict. So, and the reason for that is because they're solitary, and not only that, they're always, curious about what people are doing, to the point where they can be very feisty very quickly, because they want to defend themselves and their area. So, if you think that you could get close to a jaguar and be like, oh, I'm friends with this jag, you'd be very much mistaken, without a doubt. Oh, I don't want me to have the other 1 minute, guys. The other slide is coming. There we go. Now, for a lot of you that love poison dart frogs, I'm sorry to say, even in captivity, they are not poisonous. What makes a poison dart frog so poisonous is mainly due to the fact that stuff that they eat in the wild, which is equivalent to poisonous ants, poisonous insects. That is what makes a poison dart frog so poisonous. And that is how you can tell that these guys are very much dangerous in the wild versus captivity. Because in captivity, we feed them fruit flies, which means that they don't get the poison and they can't do any damage to humans. So that is how we can all tell the difference. And we love it. Ostrich, can't lie, they are absolutely fantastic and very good at vocals. In fact, male ostriches will roar like a lion. Bet you guys did not know that fact, that when you think about, the beautiful ostrich that are flightless but very much unique. Their unique roar does sound like a lion. So if you ever hear an ostrich roar, you will know exactly how beautiful it sounds, even though a lion's roar is not as unique. But an interesting fact about lions is we've all heard of the Lion King and how beautiful the lion roar is in the Lion King. Well, actually, you're very much mistaken. What is fascinating about a lion is, even though the Lion King has that roar that can travel 5 miles away, you're actually listening to a tiger's roar mixed with trash cans to make the effect to make it go further. So the Lion King had actually lied to you. Don't know how else we can really say. Now, when you look at a when you look at a tiger's foot or their feet, tigers are partly webbed feet, which helps them brush against the water while chasing prey. So these guys have no problem with swimming in the water without any hesitation or anything like that, because these guys are very unique and very much wow factored in their own right. Even though tigers are the top cats, they are big. They are more bigger than lions, more bigger than a jaguar. So in hindsight, tiger is top, lion is second, jaguar is third in the animal kingdom in terms of who is bigger than who. Quite fascinating when you think about that element of stuff. So yes, we love the fact that people think that a lion could outwit a tiger. You're very much wrong. If a lion and a tiger were to ever fight, you would see that actually, in hindsight, a tiger would win all day, every day. Doesn't matter how much you want to put your money on, a lion winning. You will never really see a lion go all in as much as a tiger. So yeah, we hope that you guys are loving these animal facts for what they are. But like I say, when you look at a tiger's feet, it is partly webbed. So remember that fact when you think about how tigers can swim and how it helps them swim because they are partly webbed. But what is really unique about tigers, though, in general, is their stripes go straight to the skin. So if you were to shave their fur, not that I recommend it, you would never be able to get rid of their stripes. Even more interesting is that, tiger stripes are not the same to one another. It is like human fingerprints. We don't have the same fingerprints, so therefore we wouldn't really be doing the same thing. Simple. And we love that. So when you think about our fingerprints, it is the same as tigers. But what is interesting though is that yes, people love white tigers and people love orange tigers, but not as much as they love white tigers. But I'm here to break the sorry news for you when I say that white tigers are typically not a normal breed. Let's get into why. One sec. So when I say about orange tigers being more natural than white tigers, it is simple because white tigers, they are inbred. They're not normal. They mated with their family members. Now here's an interesting little backstory about white tigers. The first ever white tiger ever discovered was back in India in the 50s, where it introduced to the United States, where it bred with an ordinary tiger. They could not understand why this tiger was white and why it produced a litter of 4 ordinary cubs. So they sent it back with its family members, and there you go. It got white babies. They're not natural in any aspect whatsoever. They're very unhealthy. They're not wired in the same principle. They are very much meh, you know? So you cannot outwit any of them. Simple. And they are extraordinarily dangerous to be around because white tigers, they strike regardless of anything. Okay? And we know this for a fact because white tigers naturally kill everything and anything. Brother, what's good, bro? So as I say, these guys can't even do much for the environment, as in the wild, white tigers would not really be able to survive in the wild. Reason for that is because they're coating the coloration, and therefore it just makes it easier for prey to see them and then get out of the way a lot more faster. White tigers in general do have health problems such as back problems, teeth problems, all different sort of problems that make their lifespan a lot more shorter than longer. So ideally, okay. Oh, come on, you piece of shit. They do look cool. But in hindsight, when I talk about what is a natural tiger, it is always going to be orange. Because again, when we talk about tigers and we break down their coloration, tigers are naturally meant to be orange. Because it's harder for prey to see them because, with the stripes blending in so uniquely in their environment, makes it almost more harder for any animal to go and run away from them or even spot them. So orange is more natural, whereas white is not a natural, selection. So it's not. Oh, there we go. Now, a lot of you love Black Panthers. You all seem to adore Black Panthers, and you all think, even though I missed your stream, I'm still number one fan. Of course you are, bro. You've been here consistently, which is really nice to see. What is fascinating about people's obsession with panthers is that they think that they are a genuine species. Nope, they are either a black jaguar or a black leopard, and the reason for that is because, drum roll, they either have a rosette of a jaguar or a color or a pattern of a leopard. Even though jaguars and leopards generally do have the same spots in terms of coloration, like a nice rosette, there's still a vast difference between the two species of leopard and jag. There's only a difference between them two. Even though the rosette of a leopard and the rosette of a jaguar looks the same, not entirely. There's only one distinct difference. When you look at the coloration of the rosettes on the jaguar, there is a dot in the middle. Leopards don't have a dot in the middle of the rosette, so you'll be able to see exactly the vast difference between the height and also the coloration and where both species are from. Even though jaguars are more magnificent and are more bulkier and more stronger, black leopards are no exception in terms of either black jag or black leopard. So you're not really looking at a genuine species of black cat. Nope, you're just looking at a variation of leopard or jaguar. There's no in between in any department. It's just how it is. Now, you don't know. You might find this fascinating. I think a lot of people would when I say panda. Panda. Lazy little things. There is only about 1,800 pandas left in the wild. They're classed as vulnerable. These guys are lazy as fuck. In fact, they are more lazy than anybody in this whole world. Reason for that is because they do not want to save their own species, nor do they want to even, create babies. They rather sit in their ass eating bamboo, and that's all they want to do. In zoos, people are paid to basically collect panda semen to help populate their own species. So, if anything, pandas are the main reason to why their population are dying, because it's their own lazy fault, because they don't want to do anything about it other than to eat bamboo. So yes, we love the fact that these guys look very cuddly and very much beautiful, but they are so lazy, more lazy than not. Pardon me. How you tell how old a shark is. This is to do with sharks. So when you look at the birth, then you got 1 year old, 2 years old, 3 years old, 4 years old, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? How we can tell that age from a shark is simply because you count the rings on his backbone. That is how you would be able to tell. The amount of rings on... No, it's not a penis. It's how you identify the age of the shark. So with all sharks, they have backbones, which helps identify exactly how old that shark would be. Okay? So you'd be counting from where birth is, which is just about here. So that'd be birth. Then the ages go all the way up. The older the shark, the more you'll be able to identify it. And if you love these sort of facts and you are learning interesting facts, make sure you like and subscribe, because we talk about nature all the time. Just like you're seeing right now when we talk about the age of the shark. So this shark is about 8 years old, and we can know that because we've been counting the rings all the way up. So you would know from birth all the way up from, the age of 8. So this shark would indicate that it is 8 years old, and that's how you'll be able to tell that age for all. It goes for all sharks. All sharks have them. When you want to know the age of that shark, that is how you would identify who is who and everything else. Quite cool, isn't it, when you think about it? Exactly, man. This is why nature and me and everything goes well hand in hand. And, we do get a lot of people come through, but then people are so not interested in nature. So it's calm. I'm just going to keep going, because I've been talking about nature for about 20 minutes or so of animal facts. These are ring-tailed lemurs. Now, people think lemurs are boring and very much dry and nah. No, they're actually very fascinating little things. More so because they are before monkeys. Yes, they have been around before monkeys. They are prosimians, and that is a really cool outlet. And what is even more interesting is that these guys are only found in Madagascar. They are not found anywhere else in the world, just Madagascar alone. And what's even more unique is that it's actually the females that are in charge in their social structure. Now, lemurs do typically eat stuff like insects, like spiders, but mainly more fruit and veg. And because they're found in Madagascar, you will find different species of lemur. So this is one example of lemur, and then this is a red ruff lemur. So you got your red ruff lemurs, you got your ring-tailed lemurs, you got your red-bedded lemurs, you got all different species of lemurs, all found in one area, which is Madagascar. Not found anywhere else, but they are really unique, and each lemur have their own set of interesting behavior. But again, with one exception. That one looks like me. Haha. Probably does, I don't know. Probably does. But what is cool though is that these guys all have one thing in common, which is lemurs all have a dominant female. Rhinos. People do love rhinos, I get it. But rhinos do have very poor eyesight and also very poor vision. So they get startled a lot more faster than people care to imagine. So if you're going to sneak up on a rhino, do understand that rhinos will charge at you because they have very shit eyesight, very shit in coloration, so they can't really see anything much because they have poor eyesight through and through. But they are so special, and again, people destroy them because of the horns. So again, we need to protect rhinos. Just like most things in this world, everything has a chain and has a reason to why they're around. But rhinos are the ones that get heavily, damaged in Africa because people want to use their horns to sell as for a bit of money. Do they do big shits? Of course they do, bro. Of course they do, like elephants. Simple. Yes, it is. Ivy. And that is, again, because people will cut the horns right to the very lower part. And what is really sad is once they get about here on a rhino, those rhinos cannot survive because after having the whole horn cut, it's pretty much game over for rhinos. They can't survive, they can't live, they bleed quite heavily, they get infected, and then they die. Because people, unfortunately, are evil little shits because they want to destroy. Oh, they deserve more than jail. And, it is not normal for people to go around destroying such beautiful creatures like these and think that they can get away with it. And it's the same with pangolins. Pangolins get the blunt end of it by having their keratins ripped off. Because, believe it or not, when we spoke about pangolins, when we spoke about these guys, their scales get ripped off. And I mean, not just taken off, they get ripped off. And then all that keratin that they got, and keratin is made of the same stuff like your fingernails or your hair. But these guys will get their shit ripped off, and then all of this on their body will be grinded into medicine because the Chinese believe that stuff like this and tiger bones and so on will cure certain illnesses, when in reality, no, it doesn't. There has never been a proven fact that, grinding keratin or bones or anything like that is going to cure what the Chinese believe. It's been scientifically proven, but the Chinese don't want to believe that, so they have their own way. You got the O at the end of G, so pangolins. So yes, people do use these guys in horrible ways. It is really sad. Now, what is fascinating about these guys, which I will happily say again, because I said it last night, chameleons' bones can glow in the dark. Yes, there was a study proving that this does happen as they shine the UV light on, chameleons where their bones were glowing through the dark. No one knows why their bones glow in the dark, and it is really interesting. There's two theories as to why their bones will glow in the dark. One is simply due to, warning off predators by saying, hey, I'm nasty, don't eat me. The other one could be a mating thing, which is like, hey, I want to mate with you, let's mate. So that is two theories as to why chameleons' bones would glow in the dark. Bet you guys do not know that shit for the life of you. And again, this is why we take all of the beautiful and the most mysterious sides of nature and bring it all into one. This is your daily dose of animal facts, where you will learn some interesting shit. So if you like animal facts, like chameleons, lions, jags, sharks, whatever, come like and subscribe to my channel because we talk about it all. Fascinatingly enough, chameleons do have their eyes move independently, so yes, they can see everything. They have a good 360. I think it's 360 or 380. It's been a long time since I spoke about chameleons, but I know it's 360 or 380 degree view of everything around them. But what makes chameleons so much more interesting is that they have 4 layers of thin skin. Now, when they change color, it's not just because of surrounding. It is just a little bit more than that. So it is temperature, mood, and surrounding. 3 reasons to why they would change color. If you were to have a male chameleon and another male chameleon, they will pretty much bite one another because they're in trippy after a bong. I know, bro. I know. People think that these guys are biters. Nope, they are suckers. So mosquitoes are quite nasty and very much malicious. But what is interesting though is that these guys will only suck your blood. They don't really bite. There's no bite in them. They have a straw that they will pretty much jab into you and then suck your blood. But there are different blood types that they do like and prefer more than other blood types. What makes these guys even more unique? They are horrible. Yes, they are. They're a pest to humans. They're a pest to many people. And again, I love how when I speak about nature, people fuck off because they're all lurkers. They don't want to learn about nothing, which is fine. We've been doing this stream for about 36 minutes and I'm not too bothered. But anyway, it is mainly the females that do most of the disease and will kill you because, let's face it, the males do not carry that disease in mosquitoes. It's only the females. So if you have a female mosquito land on you, then I'm sorry to say you're going to catch that disease that will end up killing you. That's simple. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I want to really get into something interesting. One sec. Out of all species of things that can kill you the fastest, it is the Australian box jellyfish. These guys kill within that amount of minutes. That is insane. This shows you the in-depth of how fast an Australian box jellyfish can kill you. Bet you got... Hold up. It is crazy and it is so much more unique. So when you think about, because somebody came in a while back and they claimed that something can kill a lot more faster than this, I said, nope, this has been proven that the Australian box jellyfish is the fastest to kill you. It doesn't matter. And it really does show in that amount of time frame, that is how fast they kill. Crazy, but also very scary. Love how people walk away, but it's okay. Cockroaches. I know there's going to be lurkers in here that are going to be scared of cockroaches. So if you're scared of cockroaches and don't want to hear these facts, I suggest you go because I know people are cringed out by cockroaches. And that's fine. Be scared. It's whatever. Not going to lie. Anyway, cockroaches are unique, as I just said. What did I say? You don't know. They will run away fast when it comes to this sort of shit. So it's okay. Cockroaches can survive underneath the water for about 15 minutes, which is crazy. What makes cockroaches even more special is that they can live about a head up to a week. The reason for that is because they can still breathe, but they just can't eat or drink. So their functionality is quite unique. They're very robust. Even more interesting about cockroaches is that they are actually self-cleaners, meaning they like to clean the environment around them. They don't care about anything else. As long as everything around them is clean, they're happy and they're good to go. So if you're shy of cockroaches and you think they're gross, nope, they are actually very chilled. The only gross side about cockroaches is that they will eat their own kind because they do breed like wildfire, so it helps them produce more numbers. But people think that they are filthy. Nope, I bet you any money if you were to hold a cockroach and then you were to plop that cockroach down, watch how it cleans itself, because they think everything around them is filthy, disgusting, and horrible. They don't want to be touching anything that is gross. So yes, they think you guys are gross just as much as anything else in this whole world. They think the ceilings are gross, the floor's gross, but themselves. How unique is that? Now stick around because I do have a fascinating fact. I'm eating rice bubbles. Nice. Now what is even more unique is frogs. Now people who love coming in lurking, you're all a bunch of pussies, because let's face it, if you love drama, then you are a tampon. I'm not gonna lie. Tampon people love watching drama. We ain't about that shit. So let's get cracking. Frogs. Yes. What can we say about frogs that is so disgusting? Pardon me. Well, that's fucking simple. Frogs have the ability to use their eyes to push food down their throats, which is very gross and very grotesque. So now you guys can really sit there and say, oh, I love frogs, but I don't like the idea that they can push their food, using their eyes to push food down their throats. How gross is that if you really think about it? I hope you really love that little fact there you don't know, because you learn so much shit when you are sat next watching me. King cobras. Fascinating, but also vastly... That was awesome. Appreciate it. What is more interesting is that king cobras are the only snakes alone to build a nest in order to look after their young. Yes, it is very much proven that just like birds, they use a nest. King cobras are the only snakes to be able to do this, and they will build a nest, and they are more aggressive when they're looking after their young. But in general, we know that king cobras are very shy and very much not wanting human interaction. In fact, it's been proven that they are very shy, but the only time they will strike is if they're feeling threatened or cornered. That is the only time that you will see these guys actually physically attack you. Other than that, they rather avoid you than be near you. And what is even more fascinating about king cobras is that they're not actually being charmed by a snake charmer. In fact, they're just more following the vibration than anything else. So for all of you that thought, oh, snake charmers are charming, these guys, you're very much wrong and very much mistaken, because these guys can't hear the noise. They follow by vibration. So why the fuck would they want to do anything else? Interestingly enough, what is more fascinating is parrots. For all of you that have wondered, do parrots love music? Is it something that they genuinely love, or is it just something that they just dance to? The answer is they do like music. So yes, when they hear music, they will actually dance. So that is your question answered, that they will typically understand when music plays, they will dance to it. It is a proven fact, and it's something that they do love to do. Simple. Gorillas. Here's a very interesting and very funny little fact for you guys about gorillas. Believe it or not, does anyone know how you can tell when a gorilla is happy? And it's not by them dancing around or, being vastly different. It is mainly because when they are happy, they bark. Yep. So even though that sounds really gross, that when they burp, it means that they are happy. But yes, it is. When they burp, they are happy, they are content. It's like us humans, when we're happy, we will smile, we'll laugh, we'll be happy about whatever it is that makes us happy. For gorillas, when they are burping, it is just a sign to say, hey, I'm happy, I'm content, what's up? Bet you guys did not know that fact, and I bet that was making you guys go, oh my god. Crazy, innit? Polar bears. Naturally, these guys do look white, but don't let nature trick you, because actually, in hindsight, these guys are purely jet black, but in the wild, they do look white. And when we talk about how animals use light to trick us, it really does. Now, I'm going to save this little fact for you guys, but this will blow your mind when I say one element to it. So stick with this fact. Stick with it. And I want you guys to do your homework. Really do your homework when I say this, okay? When I tell you this for a fact, right? And this is a genuine fact. So when we talk about coloration and when we talk about, lights tricking our eye vision to think that certain animals are certain colors, there's no real true blue. Well, there is only true blue. So I'll give you one indicator of what a true blue is. When you look at a poison dart frog that is blue, no matter what way you look at the coloration of blue on a poison dart frog, that is a true blue. But there are some animals that really aren't blue, just like there are certain flowers that are not truly blue. So, are animals truly blue? That is something I will be speaking about somewhere down the road, because I know that there are animals in this world that trick us to believing that they're blue, but they're not actually a true blue. What is a true blue is like a poison dart frog. And that's going to stick with your mind and fuck with your head. Thinking, is a peacock truly blue? Is anything truly blue? Really look in depth with that. And what is more fascinating is when you look at this on this side, which is the red and the bull. I will be coming off soonish anyway, so it's all good. Because let's face it, people love to come in and out. So yes, when we talk about the color red and when we talk about bulls, bulls don't get triggered by the color red. In fact, it is vastly different, and therefore they will not get annoyed when you're wearing the color red. It is not something that bulls typically get annoyed about. So people that think that bulls get really angry and irate over the color blue, not blue, sorry, red, is vastly stupid. It doesn't work. And this is how you tell an alligator has that hue, and crocodiles have a different shaped mouth. So there you go. That's an indicator to tell you the difference between the two. What is even fascinating is some species. Yo, Carly, how you doing, darling? Hope you're doing well. We are doing absolutely fantastic. Lovely to see you. It's been a very long time. You don't know. You should know your missus in here because you should be saying, "Oh hi." I was meant to subscribe to you a while ago and I couldn't find you, so I thought I'd wait until you come in. And then, ironically enough, when I saw You Don't Know's post, I saw you in there, so made it easier for me to actually subscribe to you, so no worries. And you don't know, you meant to say hello to your partner, you trollop. There we go. My boy's finally figured out that his own partner is in this live stream already. Bless. But believe it or not, most hummingbirds do weigh no less than a penny. And these birds are the only birds that can genuinely please help exactly. And while you're in here, guys, make sure that you are subscribing to You Don't Know and his partner. They're absolutely phenomenal. Carly is a beautiful woman. In your eyes, yes, I don't know because I'm not going to, mention that because she's not mine, bro. And I'm not like that. I would never take someone else's partner, nor would I ever really say anything rude or anything in general to a woman that is, But I will say she's a very lovely woman in terms of she's got a good heart, a good soul. I love her energy. She's a very sweet woman in that department. So yes, I can say that, but I'm not going to say anything else because she ain't mine, bro. And that's just out of respect to you and in general, bro. I'm not the sort of man to try and do that sort of stuff when someone's in a relationship, as I'm already in a relationship in general. So yeah. Peace, peace, peace. I love the emoji. That's really interesting. I can't lie. That's a very interesting emoji. So you don't know. My question to you, because since you've been in my live stream and Carly, it is a hummingbird. And hummingbirds are very beautiful. They're the only birds that can fly backwards, which is kind of cool. So my question to both of you is, are you guys ever going to get married? I would love to know that. Since you are both in here, I would love to know that little fact. Are you guys planning to ever get married? Oh, you're married. When were you guys married? And congratulations on getting married, whenever the fuck that was, because that's kind of cute that you guys are married. I'm actually quite gobsmacked. I didn't think you guys were. Been married since 2013. Oh, congratulations, you guys. That is a big shock. I did not know that. I've just learned something. Wow. You have been married for a very, very long ass time. Congratulations to both you and Carly, man. I'm proud of both of you. You guys are absolutely phenomenal people. And I love seeing two couples come together and embrace the love. That is beautiful, man. I'm happy for you both. And I hope you guys always have a very fulfilled and happy marriage. Remember why you guys are being married for. Even if you're in an argument or you guys argue, always remember one thing. What made you guys get married in the first place, what you love about one another, because it is important, man. It's always important to remember why you guys got married in the first place. Thank you, brother. No worries, man. It's always a privilege. You know this shit. You know I'm always going to be 100 with it. And man, we've been talking about nature for... She loves me for my tiny schlong. I love that. That is funny. But yes, we've been talking about nature for pretty much 54 minutes straight. So it is nice to just wind down a little bit and just talk in general. Well, I don't think Carly is lying when she say that you might have a tiny schlong. Not gonna lie. Women never lie. That's the funny thing. I know this for a fact. Women do not lie. I'm not gonna answer why. Alright, that's for you to discover yourself, lad. Maybe you cut it off to eat it. I don't know. That's something you can ask yourself that question. Simple. I'm a man that's never gonna answer that question for you. Damn straight. But Carly, is always nice to see you in my live stream. You know, you're always welcome in my live stream. I know you don't know Love's coming in my live stream because he is my #1 fan. The purple is a nice color. It really is, man. It is such a beautiful color. But like I say, whenever you can't see your partner, just know that he is chilling in my live stream. So always come in, Carly. Always welcome in. Everybody's welcome into my live stream to learn something unique and different. You are, bro. So don't hesitate to ever pop through and say hello and chill with us, because this, like I say, is always a chilled live stream. We don't do drama. We hate drama. We associate ourselves with more in nature and give people nature facts that they know they want to hear and appreciate. No worries. I gamble all. I know you do, man. Wow. We have done, ironically enough, Carly, this will impress you, and you don't know. So yesterday we did an hour's live stream talking about nature, and again, we wake up from this morning to basically talk about nature for almost another hour. Yeah? So we've done 2 back-to-back streams. One yesterday, one today, and it's insane that we've been able to keep that momentum going. And it's nice doing longer streams, because that way we get more people in, we educate people, and it's insane. Yeah, we still got decent sleep out of it. I'm enjoying doing more, and it's like I've dedicated myself to do more and to give you guys more. Exactly. And I think it's important to give people what they want, and it is so important to commit. That's just a fact. I don't see nobody call that name, weirdly enough. Oh, I love this hoodie. This hoodie is my favorite, man. I love it. I'm sorry to say you don't know, but your crown for #1 fan is just being taken off by your missus. Your missus is now the #1 fan. As I can see, top fan, and your missus has took the throne. It's a name of a rap group. Fairs to you, bro. I will check them out. So for the people that have just give it back, you thief. Give it back, you thief. I love that. So yes, people, for the people that have just joined, we have been live for almost an hour. Let her have it for the one time, bro. Sharing is caring, Sharing is caring. We love it. So yes, we've been live for almost an hour again, and it's crazy to see this shit go off. So like I say, people, if you love nature and you want to learn about nature in all of its entirety, then do subscribe to my channel. It does help massively. Obviously, we've spoken a lot about nature, from sharks to Black Panther to, bulls to everything. I know we're not talking about human bulls, we're talking about the animal. Number one. And smash the fucking like button. As You Don't Know says it absolutely accurately right. So you guys have all seen some absolutely fantastic animal facts with all of its uniqueness and bizarreness. So I hope you all learned something new and very interesting, because let's face it, not animal bulls, you dopey prick. We're talking about let me get it up. We're talking about how bull and red don't piss it off. So people think that the color red would actually piss off these guys. But it doesn't. So there you go. I did say bull, not balls. You like animal balls though. If you love animal bulls, then scream it loud and proud, boy. Scream it loud and proud. Oh, bless you. So there we go, guys. We've had so much fucking fun today talking about nature. We'll be doing more animal facts through the night and everything else. It's always an honor to do nature facts and to give you guys some, very interesting and mind-blowing facts that you guys wish you would learn. Was a blast. It's always a blast, man. Come on. When can you not learn about nature in all of its entirety? I mean, you're never gonna get much, you know? It is subscribed, fuckers. We'll pin that in. Come on, I just pinned that in, you twat. There we go. As You Don't Know says it, subscribe, motherfuckers. And thank you, lurkers, for lurking into my live stream, because you guys are so sad and pathetic. It really is. You're welcome, bro. It's always nice to see people come through. I'll just say, I've had a whale of a time talking about nature facts, giving you guys lurkers my balls. That comes from You Don't Know. So come on, lurkers, come talk to us, bro. We are only here for a few more minutes and then we are going. So come on, talk to us. What's going on in your lives? Why do you have to feel the urge to pretty much lurk and be tampons? Is it because you love drama? Is it because you love sucking other YouTubers' dicks while getting clout over drama? I don't know. Talk to us. What happened? Why do you feed drama so much? In it, Carly, don't bite. You Don't Know doesn't bite. It's just, it is what it is. But like I say, if you love drama and you fuel over drama, then your lives are that pathetic and you are tampons in my eye view. Blam, blam, blam. Yo, You Don't Know. What time is it for you, bro? Bloody tampon. Exactly. Sheesh. Looks like it's time for you to get some Betty Buys, bro. But well done for staying up this late, though. I can't lie. For you, though. Hell yeah, I'm stoned as. Oh, mate, you're always stoned. Doesn't matter where you are, you're always stoned, lad. Always stoned. To the rim, to the brim. All day, every day. Love it though. But no, like I say, it's actually been a really fun stream. I do it for you, Henry. I appreciate that, my guy. Much love. That is what we call respect. Although I haven't seen Jal in such a long time, so I wonder how she's doing. Bless her soul. So there we go, guys. It has been an absolute honor to be doing a live stream with you amazing people. Can't lie. Always fun. Right. I think we should end this live stream. Don't you think? You don't know? So we can get you some rest because you need some rest. And I will be back live anyway later on. So yeah, guys. Much love to all of you. Thank you all so much for coming in. And thank you for learning animal facts. We will, bro. I hope you do as well. And Carly, thank you so much for coming in. That was quite a treat to see your face pop through. Lovely as always. And see you later, guys. Make sure you have a wonderful day too. You don't know. And take it easy. Look after yourself.